Have you ever wondered if a 3x5 card actually measures 3 inches by 5 inches? We'll get that to a little bit later. Today we're going to be talking about measuring with a steel rule. Now, a steel rule is just a ruler that is made out of steel. And it's a little bit more accurate than perhaps a plastic or a wooden ruler, which if you drop them, then they have the possibility of breaking or chipping or something to cause the measurement to actually be inaccurate. However, a steel rule is made out of a little bit harder material, and this becomes a little bit less of an issue if you drop it, and it'll still maintain its accuracy. So, some things to talk about with measuring with a ruler in general is knowing what these ticks mean. So, if you see this number 16 right here, that means that this is the 16th side. So that between the 0 mark and the 1 inch mark, there are 16 different tick marks that are each 1/16 of this whole inch. So the longest measurements on this side are 1 inch measurements. The second smallest are 1/2 inch measurements, or 8/16 in this case. The next smallest out of there is the 1/4 inch marks, or 4/16, so we can just reduce those down in fractions. And then the next smallest is our 1/8 or 2/16 fractions. And then the smallest on this side is a 1/16. Now that'll change depending on how many. If you see on this is a 1/8, so there's half as many marks on here because 8 times 2 is 16, so there would be half as many there. So now, some things that you want to take into consideration are some errors that will make your measurement inaccurate. So first of all, if we wanted to measure this piece of paper, knowing it should be 8.5 by 11 because it's just a standard sheet of paper, we would, based on this measurement, it would be over 12 inches. However, since this is not actually parallel, this is actually also inaccurate. So when we put this down here, so now it looks like we're pretty parallel to the paper. However, we don't have this flat. So if we get this over to the edge right there, and we go and we measure it down here, it looks like it is not quite 11 because it's on the side. Also, depending on our viewpoint, we might say that it is a lot less than 11. Because our eye isn't lined up. However, when we go like this, we can have a more accurate measurement. So when we put this down, laying it flat against the surface that we're measuring, we can actually get an accurate measurement that this paper is in fact 11 inches long. Another couple other things that you want to make sure is that you are lining up your eye and you're laying it flat, and then also measuring parallel. So those are the 3 things that we talked about. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our rule and find out if in fact this 3.5 by 5 card is 5 inches across. So we can easily just line that up based on that pink line there. Line our eye up with the 5. And there we have it. A 3.5 by 5 card is indeed 5 inches long. And if we go this other way, we can see